Well, peeps, here we are, we're out again. Another plane crash. Well, hopefully two. Could be a bonus of a third one, depending if I go there or not. Here I am. This is where I am. I'm sure most of you will know where that is. But the sun's out, as well, the weatherman says the sun's out, but as you can see it ain't out at the moment. Right, now the first crash site, I believe there's not going to be too much left. 2009 there was lots and lots. 2019 there was some. So obviously people have been taking it away. Pikeys. But the second one is spread about a bit, so should be fun trying to find that. Most of it's in a gorge. Well, I won't be going down the gorge, I can assure you of that. Well, not if it's a deep one. And the third one, well, that's absolutely massive, you all know that, but I probably won't be going to that because I've been there before. It's on 2 or 3 of my videos, so depends on what the weather turns out to be like. If it turns out nice and sunny, like I say it is going to be, I shall probably go to it. Hopefully I'm not going to have too much of that to walk through today. But I bet I do. Right, I shall bring you back in a bit. Well, still a bit claggy. I've come down Doctor's Gate from down there, and then I'm going on this path and try not to fall over. This was the path I was out on with my son when I fell over and cut my hand open. Put his skills to the test. So wasn't as muddy when we came last time. There's 2 campers still in the tents up there. Right, I hope this clag goes. It did clear. Well, it started clear, now it's come back again. But that's what it's like on Bleaklow, innit? Right, let's crack on a bit. Well, GoPro probably won't pick it up properly, but the waterfall is in flow. And again, I expected it to be with the amount of rain we've had over the last 3 days, 4 days. But right. Still can't remember where I need to cross. It's a bit further up here, I think. I know it weren't too far away from that waterfall. Unless of course there's another one, because my lad went over to the waterfall here when he came with me last time. But right, let's move on. Right, As you can see, the clag's getting worse. So I normally stop here. I think I've stopped here 2 other times, try and get my breath back before I got this last bit of push, before it starts to level out a bit. We'll see. I could do with the sun coming out and burning all this clag off. I'm going to get no views at all. It's going to be a bloody waste of time, this video. Oh well, I've come from right over that way, all the way over that way. The wind's getting up now. I've just put the camera on because that was just all perfectly clear a second ago. Needless to say, it isn't now, but you can see it blowing through there. That's the way to come. I was wrong about the being the last push before it flattens out. It does flatten out, but then it goes mega steep again. Oh dear me. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Well, here we are, highest shelf stones. And there's the trig point. Up in the distance. Oh dear me. Still not clearing up very well. We keep getting a burst of views. And then that's it. And it disappears. Right. Hello again, Mr. Trig. I believe I'm heading over that way, but the path goes that way and round. So I'm going to stop and have a drink. Try and waste a bit of time, hopefully. Could do with it clearing up a bit. Oh, that stone there looks like a decent one to sit on. Hopefully I'll get out of the wind a bit. Well, obviously the path goes that way, so that'll suit me. B29 Super Fortress overexposed is down that way. Like I say, probably go to it, probably won't. Depends on what the weather's like when I come back to this point. It's trying, look. It's trying its hardest. It's nice and clear, well, clearing up over that way. And by the looks of it, it's getting a bit better. Oh, look at that, that's better. Some view. Mr. Sheep up at the trig. Well, now it's getting more like it. But I mean, the GoPro won't pick this up, but I've heard of stealth camping, but there's a bright orange tent over there. Next to the two over this side, two green ones. While I walk past near Doctor's Gate. There's Doctor's Gate going down there. And there's the car in the distance. Can't believe I can see the car from here. Right, let's crack on along this path. Started getting muddy and tricky now. Absolutely stunning. There's a trig over there. A couple of big birds up there playing about on the thermals. I take it this is lower shelf stones. But the views are unbelievable. What you come for, or in my case I come for, but I've also come for a couple of plane crash sites. Whether we'll find them or not is yet to see. Right, not too far away now. Well, from the first one anyway. Can't believe that's where I was looking over the edge. Lower shelf stones come all the way down there and then up. Good job I checked my map because I was about to carry on walking down that way. And there's a little path here, but I mean I haven't quite got 360 views because of this bit here, but there's all that lot. There's all the cars on Snake Pass Summit, including mine. But right, let's crack on. Let's get to this first one. Well, there's the memorial stone thing. I think it should have 2 plaques on it. One for this crash and one for the other one. Let's have a look. And as you can see, there is next to nothing left of that was a big massive pile, and it's next to nothing now. And yeah, there's the 2. So there's the top ones for the Avro Lancaster, and then the bottom one is for, I think it was it might have been a Dakota, I'm not sure, can't remember. But right, let me get my paper out and have a read. So yes, this was the Lancaster. It was the Lancaster B Mark 10 kb993. Crashed on the 18th of May 1945, and it was flying circuits, and it crashed around 10:10 PM, so at night time. All 6 crew was killed, unfortunately. Anthony Clifford was the pilot, Kenneth McIver was the engineer, David Furman was the bomb aimer, Michael Cameron was the wireless op, and then there was Clarence Harvardson, he was an air gunner, and then there was Leslie Hellison, which was an air gunner. And obviously the grid reference for this is SK 079 28 94 781. And like I say, there's only that left. There's bits of metal, little bits of metal scattered about. I'm not sure where I'm going now. I think I'm going down that way, or I'm going across there and dropping down towards the clough to see if I can find the other one. And the other one, no, it was a Douglas, not a Dakota. It was a Douglas C47 Skytrain. Yeah, Dakota, yeah. So yeah, well, it's down that way somewhere, so we'll head off over there and see if I can find that one for you. I know the big bits, the engines and stuff, are in the clough down there. Well, I'm not sure I'll be able to get down to that. Depends on how deep it is. But we'll have a look. Well, I've just come down that bloody bank there and then found out if I'd carried on. The first site's over there, over the top of that brow. If I'd walked down there a bit, down the path, there's a bloody path along here. And it brings you to some of the crash site. There's also a gate there to take you through into the clough. Well, I don't know if it's to take you into the clough, but there's a gate there, so I'll have a look and see what that clough's like, to see if I can find any more of the wreckage. But here is this Douglas C47, whatever it was, Douglas Dakota. So there's some of the wreckage, so I'll just get down and we'll have a look. Right, here we are. So this is that Douglas C47 Skytrain Dakota. This crashed on the 24th of July 1945 in bad weather. Apparently the crash site was discovered by an RAF member who was on leave, who was out walking. There were 7 crew on board. They were all killed. The pilot was George Johnson. Co-pilot was Earl Burns. The navigator was Beverly Islard. Then Theodore McRockin was the crew chief. Francis Maloney was the radio op, and then there was 2 passengers, Glover Alexander and John Main. And the grid reference, because there's 2 sites, well there's more than 2, but the 2 grid references I've got, the other one is over there. We'll go and have a look. It's only a little one, we'll have a look anyway. But this one is SK 08069 94736. This was the main impact site. And then, like I say, there's another one just up there. We'll go over to that. That grid reference is SK 08045 94736, and that's another part of the impact site. Right, let's go and have a look over there. Yeah, this one's a bit smaller, well, quite a bit smaller actually. There's not a lot left there at all. But like I say, I think it's going to be a bit too steep, the sides, but in the gorge right at the bottom there's a big massive piece of fuselage, as well as other bits, and there's two engines, but one of the engines is down towards the bottom of the clough, apparently a quarter of a mile away from the bits what are up here. So yes, I'm not going to go down there. I'm on my own and it could be a bit dicey, so I'll stick with what I've got. I'm being watched by sheep up there. right crash sites over there, well the top one, bottom ones are down there. Making my way back. Now I'm at the bottom of this steep bit here. Go back up to lower shelf stones, and then obviously make my way over to the trig at higher shelf stones. Right, see, this is going to be fun. It was fun coming down it. Well, there's the last few bits of the B29 Super Fortress. Another bit here. Too many people, so I just put it on time lapse, but there was obviously lots of people walking through it, so I probably won't put the time lapse on. I don't know, I'll have a look. But you've seen it all before, and if not, they're all on the internet, and like I said earlier, it's in my other videos, so, well, at least two of my videos. So right, let's crack on and make my way back to the main path again. Well, that's me from the end of the, come down that way. That's the way I went up. So now I'm back, well, once I get back over there on that path, that's the end of the circular. I'll just be doing what I did earlier on. So I shall bring you back when I'm further towards the car. Right, there's the car on the road. Right. Oh, I haven't done much filming on that way back because of people everywhere. Every time you got the bloody camera out, somebody appeared. Right, I shall do a round up in the car when I know how many miles I've done, because I've made quite a few detours. I mean, I went to the Super Fortress and come back a different way, which I didn't, oh well, it wasn't on my OS map route anyway. So right, say peeps, I shall bring you back when I'm in the car. peeps, back at the car. That's 2 more done. Well, 2 new ones. Oh dear, tired. I was up at 4 o'clock. Yeah, what was I going to say? What was it? 5.92 miles. So, not too bad. But didn't, like I say, I stopped quite a few times, to be perfectly honest. Not so much as because I was worn out, but I mean, once that clag had gone and the sun came out and that, it was gorgeous. So, but hey-ho, like I say, another one done. So, thanks for watching, peeps. I shall see you in the next one, and have fun. Bye-bye.